All right, go.
Okay, 10 years, 10 seasons, 500 episodes. Congratulations. I'm proud
Thank
of
you.
you guys.
Thank you
Thank
'Cause,
very
you.
much.
yeah,
Thank you
like
so
first off, just so y'all know before we start, I'm actually a hip hop head that you're talking to. Like I'm a part of this, you know. N.O.R.E, you could appreciate this. Pharrell
Yeah.
got me my first job, okay?
Wow.
My
Oh
first job.
man.
This was years ago. He got me my A&R job at Raucous Records. And I used to,
Whoa.
yes,
Whoa.
to be in the studio listening to your records, listening to him cook up stuff all the time. So this is a full circle
So you
moment
work
to
with
say,
Jared,
Yes.
with
Yes.
Jared, right?
yes, Brian and Jared.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
Pharrell,
Yes.
Pharrell called up Jared like, yo, you got her in the wrong department. She's hip hop. Like you got
Mm,
you got to put her in
that's
the
right.
A&R
Hell
department.
yeah. That's
So
dope.
A lot of
so
people don't know how hip hop Pharrell is. Yes. So
no,
yes.
yo, the
Yeah.
way that he used to rap back in the day and freestyle during in between sessions, you understand,
Yes. I do
right?
know. I do know.
So
Yes.
I want to first talk to you guys about just how you transition from being into hip hop and then doing something so big with this podcast. Like, how did you make that transition in the very beginning?
Well, I'd like to take this question, E, if that's cool
Yeah.
with you. But I gotta like big up EFN, man. EFN, he I don't know how he saw the vision. I don't know how smart he was, but he knew it. He knew that like this is something different. And I was like, I feel like I say this often, but I feel like I was in hip hop purgatory, meaning I wasn't going to hell, but I may not wasn't going to heaven either. And it was that one moment, and uh he was like, yo man, we had a radio show on Sirius Satellite called Militant Crazy Raw Radio, and I loved doing it, but it was like on my spare time, like when I went to the studio. And then I don't know how EFN knew this, but he was just like, yo man, you know what, let's try this podcast thing. And I was just like, I don't know what the podcast is. It sounds nerdy. It sounds like, you know what I mean, like I don't belong. And he was like, we'll be the first. So I want to credit him to to push me uh, to transition towards that way, because um, I just didn't see it. I didn't know. I didn't understand. And 10 years later, look, we're here. So yeah, I wanna big up EFN, because he was the first one to tell me we could do this,
Right.
and we did it.
So I
Yeah.
gotta ask you, like EFN, what made you pick Nori?
I mean, me and Nori have had a relationship since he was on his promo run for the CNN War Report album. He came to Miami. He was by himself because Pone was locked up, and my homie that was doing the club that Nori was going to, he brought him through. I had a little hip hop shop in South Miami in an area called Kendall, and he brought him through. And I was the mixtape guy in Miami at the time. Everybody came to me for the mixtapes, and so he brought him through my store. I had my little 4 track. I already knew who Nori was. CNN was buzzing heavy. I was tapped in. That was my job as a mixtape DJ, and I did pirate radio too. So I had the 4 track ready, and I asked Nori, "Yo, can drop a freestyle for me?" Which he would have been one of the first major artist, at that time to do free. At the time, I was doing a lot of local artists and stuff, and playing records, of course. But freestyle wise, in that era of mixtapes, you needed to have like exclusives. And he dropped some freestyles for me, and we just hit it off. And that was huge for my mixtape career to have him do those freestyles. And we just continued that relationship, and he helped me with my artists, let us open up for his shows. I did his first solo N.O.R.E show in Miami. Then his crew tapped me to do the Capone home show in Miami when Capone came out. I put together that show for them, and we just kept that relationship going back and forth. And I was his, me and my team, my crew were his team in Miami, and we advocated for each other. And it's just like that just grew, and then he ended up moving to Miami. And like, it was, to me, it was a no-brainer to start something like this because Nori's legendary. He's a well-respected artist, legendary, and his personality, you see it all the time. And he was perfect for this. And for me, it was like just playing the same roles that we were playing on stage. I'm the DJ, he's the rapper. Let's go. But let's just put that in another forum. And we're doing the same thing. I'm still the DJ, he's still the rapper. But now we're just podcasters that way.
So I'm gonna say loyalty had a lot to do with this,
Absolutely.
and which is not something that you find often in this industry. Because, like, first of all, because you mentioned the War Report, I know I'm a girl, but that was one of my favorite albums. You don't understand, yo.
Now I know you stab people. Now I know
listen,
you stab people.
I'm from Harlem, you know.
Cool.
But you know, one thing I love about that is that you both took a chance, and I feel like N.O.R.E, like we was talking earlier about you. It's like when you took that chance with Pharrell, when everyone was calling him weird, because, you know, in the beginning he didn't go outside, he was just on his
he had the tightest shirts on in the world,
polo stuff, and you know, he was so creative, and you had to have an open mind. And what you guys have created with this podcast. Right. What point did you know you had something that was going to change the history in hip hop?
I think me and EFN is on the same
frequency
when it comes to this, because Fat Joe was our first guest that we actually distributed. Kenny Anderson was our first guest that we actually recorded, but our first guest that actually, when we actually knew that this was going crazy, was DMX. And me and DMX, like, we always been cool. We always been buddies, but it was that first, like, it's because a pause. It was so hard to get him. It was so hard to get him to stay still. Like, X at this time, he was 10 million sold, and he just couldn't stand still. And when we finally got him to sit down, and he complied with us. After that, I believe me and EFN looked at each other and was like, "Yo, we got something." Hold up, did I freeze? Hold up.
Yeah, you froze.
I don't like freezing.
That's all right.
Yeah, okay,
you back.
You back. I think I'm figuring this shit out. All right, so yeah, and when X, for me, once I seen the response of how did we capture him, and a lot of people don't know, like, that was in the lobby of a hotel. We had no control over the environment.
Yeah, we could make a documentary just about that one.
Yes,
that one episode, the making of that episode.
I'm telling you, DMX was smoking cigarettes. He was drinking Hennessy, and, like, we didn't know how to tell him not to smoke cigarettes or not to drink Hennessy, and he just stood there, and we conducted. I believe the interview was like 45 minutes. It wasn't like
it wasn't one of our longest ones, right?
Yeah, it wasn't one of our interviews, and our interviews be like minimum of 2 hours to 3 hours. And X, he just delivered to us. So once he delivered, I believe every other artist saw that interview, and it was like, "Yo, we want to be a part of this." And so we're forever indebted to DMX.
Oh, for sure. And I want to add to that, because the truth for me, just being a mixtape DJ and being a street team guy, I always pay attention to the buzz of something. So that first Fat Joe episode, I already knew we had something. You know, I knew we caught lightning in a bottle, but to solidify ourselves that we're here and we're a force, it was that DMX episode.
So I'm just gonna add one thing to that.
But we do owe Fat Joe as well. Like, Fat Joe, we always indebted to you as well. So just
those back-to-back interviews, you happen to have people that love to talk, people that are genuine, and people that were very passionate. And I couldn't have this convo without telling y'all that DMX drove me to college and moved me into college. And
wow.
Right, listen to me now, because, you know, he's gone, and I got to tell the good stories about him. Did he move me into college? But that same night, he recorded ATF with Dame Grease. And I was in the studio because I went to Mount St. Vincent, which was near Yonkers. So he said, "Court, come in here real quick. I need you to do something." He said, "I just need you to say this." "What you want me to do?" And I was 17 years old, and I got on that ATF record.
Wow.
That was the day DMX moved me into college. And I got goosebumps because he's one of the realest people.
I'm getting goosebumps right now.
You just gave me goosebumps. What do you mean?
I know he's one of the realest people that I've ever met. Good friend.
Me too.
Before he blew up, he told me everything he was going to do. He said, "This is what I'm going to do." I said, "Biggie is the greatest." I told him, "I love Biggie." He said, "No, I'm the best. Watch what I do." And he did it.
Oh,
And
he
he
meant
did
that.
it. And
Yeah,
yo,
rest in peace to X, man.
Yeah, he
so
meant that.
I feel like you guys' journey has been a lot of organic grassroots situations that happen, a lot of loyalty and just genuine hearts being involved. What is an interview that you guys would love to get, but you guys maybe it's hard to get or you haven't been able to tap into that person yet?
We just mentioned this in the previous interview. For me, because I'm just so hip hop historian minded, and I just feel we owe it to the pioneers like Kool, Herc, Melle, like that lineage of pioneers. You know, like I love that we had Kaz on, Grandmaster Kaz, we had Flash on. Like I
Big up
want to tell,
Grandmaster Cass.
like we know
Big
their
up,
stories, but I want to
big
tell
up
their
Flash.
stories in the Drink Champs forum, you know, and really like amplify their stories and have and celebrate their legacies and let them know in person that thank you for hip hop, you know, for what they've created that we're all here reaping the benefits of. So for me, those are the folks that I would love on the show, like the Roxanne Shantays, folks like that.
Right.
I'll double down with him. I definitely want Kool Herc. I definitely want Melle. I definitely want Roxanne Shante, and that's from the pioneers. And then I can't lie to you, like we've been on a little press run, and people keep asking us. Hold on, I'm freezing again. Hold on, I think I know how to unfreeze it. Hold on. Did I unfreeze it? Oh, I got it. I think I got it. Okay, so people have been asking us, because we have a segment on Drink Champs called Quick Time with Slime, and so it's like a this or that type of thing, and people have been asking me Kendrick or Drake, and I to be honest with you, I kind of can't choose. I don't think that you should be able to choose between salt and pepper. If you like salt and pepper, like use both on your pizza. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to. Like, I don't want to choose between Nicki Minaj and Cardi B. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I like them both. Like, why can't I have chicken on my pizza? Why can't I have, you know what I mean? I eat a glizzy with everything on it, no glizzy. You know what I mean? Like, so like I'm different. You know what I'm saying? So like, why can't I be different? And because I like Nicki Minaj doesn't mean I don't like Cardi B. Because I like Kendrick Lamar doesn't mean I don't like Drake. I would love that. I would love that. You know what I mean? Me and Cardi, we spoke one time, and she she specifically told me that when we go to Drink Champs, that she's gonna smoke cigarettes. I've never heard anybody say that they're gonna smoke cigarettes, but she said that, and we're gonna accept it. We're gonna accept it. We're gonna allow her to do that. And those are my guests. Melle, Roxanne Shante, Kool Herc.
Like I'm upset we didn't have Rob Bass. Like rest in peace to Rob Bass.
Yeah,
and
we
Easy Rock, you know.
almost had him. You know what I mean? I seen Cool V the other day, man, and I was like, "Yo, Cool V, man!" Like, you know what I mean? Like, that was Bismarck DJ. Like, holy moly, guacamole! How do we don't have him on the show? And that's what we want to do. Like for me, I always love giving the flowers to the real legends.
Yeah.
But I always love giving the flowers to the legends that are here and the up and coming legends. I love that as well. Like so those are my guests.
I love this new N.O.R.E. because you know something? I remember when N.O.R.E. back in the 90s now, that bang bang caused a whole lot of trouble.
Oh yes.
I think the reason we're like this now is because we're from the era where we were forced to pick between people we cared about, even though we loved all of them. So I think now, growing up in hip hop, we decided that we just ain't doing that. That's for the young people, but we just ain't doing that. And I have to give y'all flowers because when it comes to the podcast and the media, what y'all have done, we're all watching you, from the journalists to the. You have created something just from being genuine and giving your icons flowers. I must say, I really appreciate that. Is there anything coming up new for this new season that we should be looking forward to?
Well, make sure June 18th to check out the 10-year anniversary episode on Revolt. Like, we got to show so much love to Revolt for everything they've done. They've been amazing partners with us for pretty much the whole ride. And so, yeah, that 10-year anniversary episode is going to be special.
I
And
like
we also want to say that, you know, we're not only our own podcast, but we're
A network
putting on
now.
other podcasts. I want to big up to the Latino champs that's going out there. I want to big up to Memphis Bleak, Rock
Rock
Solid
Solid,
out
the
there. I want to big
Grumpy
up Grumpy
OGs.
OGs. I want to big up Smoke Champs. I want to big up Watch Stalkers. Like, we have other shows that we're doing, and it's working. And we're just catering to those audiences. Like when we do the Watch show, we're catering to Watch people. When we do the Grumpy OGs, we're catering to Grumpy OGs.
I love
like,
But wait,
there's
I
a lot of grumpy
I
people.
gotta cater to the women hip hop heads. So you might have to come back and hit me up.
Hey, that's
Try
the
the hip
next
hop
thing we're doing.
historian.
We need that. We need that.
So
Listen.
Angela Simmons, we have also Angela Simmons that's down with us, and we have her with us, and we can't reveal what she's doing, but
Right.
yeah, but we have that as well. That's right. Female orientation is something that we have to work on. You know what I mean? And we are.
The thing is, it's a lot of us hip hop heads too that are women. You know, we may not be soft around the edges. We grew up listening to Bang Bang and those kind of songs in the War Report. And we know our hip hop. And I like to say that I'm someone who was involved in it. I'm not just writing about this because I went to college for it. I did go to college for it,
Right.
but I'm involved in it. And I have one interview on y'all that I think y'all would have been really good interviewing this person because I love his knowledge of hip hop, but I interviewed MF Doom, who I used to tour with.
Ooh,
God
yes.
bless.
Rest
He
in peace.
passed away, right? God
Yes.
bless.
Yeah.
And I toured with him for quite some time, and I worked with him, and he was just
KMD.
legendary. Yeah, KMD. So if you want those hip hop,
let me tell you a story, right? I was in Europe, touring in Europe.
Oh, I know the story. I know it.
Listen to me.
I know it.
I see. They said MF Doom had 5 different shows, and I was like, wait a minute, wait. And you got to think about it. He has a mask on, so you don't know. And I always heard this story of him fooling hip hop back, right? Like hip hop messed with him, so he did it back. I never want to know the truth about this story.
I have to tell you this because N.O.R.E, word to my mother who just passed away, you got something to do with this story, and let me tell you why.
I know.
Listen to this.
Reveal everything, but yes.
Listen to this. So what had happened was me and Billy Dance from M.O.P was supposed to do a show with you in London. Listen to the story.
Yes, I know this.
Doom had got deported. So I was working with him in London. So he said, yo, you're doing this show with Billy and N.O.R.E. I'm going to come through because I want to meet them, right? But N.O.R.E. didn't show up. So Doom was like, yo, N.O.R.E. was supposed to come to the show. He was like, yo, I got an idea. I'm going to send out robots. And that's word to my mother. That's how the whole shit started. And he been joking on you about that ever since.
Wow.
You know the truth about this? I was double booked. I was in Germany, and I took the wrong flight, and I winded up in Germany. But that's crazy that you even know that. That's crazy.
Listen, I know a lot.
That's the reason why I never really say this story, because of what you just said. Like that's crazy that you know that. Oh my God!
Yeah,
you just really gave me goosebumps. He had me goosebumps earlier.
Supposed to see him, you don't even know that he was coming through. He was coming through with no mask on. You know what I mean? So it's so many stories. I could talk to you guys forever because just the hip hop history is just congratulations on all of your success. I'm tuned in. Anything you guys need from the source, hit us up. And like I said, for that hip hop historian female, you got one right here.
We got you.
Yes. We need you to come down to Miami, hang with us.
Say less. I'll be there. I got all the good stories now. Trust me.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Guys, have a good one.